Well, hello, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, November the 19th, 2024. Well, it was kind of a little somber show. Um, Christina did not just make this all about herself. She actually held up very well. First up for the speaking, believe it or not, was Molly. She spoke first, in typical ADA fashion, had all her points in hand and delivered all of them. She was emotional. She did shed a tear too, but she held it together. And she would look at Alexis and look at Christina and glance at TJ. Alexis is hanging on to Christina for dear life, you know, and Christina's trying to be strong for her mother, but she's crying. And then we had Christina spoke second. She did very well. About they all spoke about what Sam meant to them. And she would look at Alexis and Molly, and Alexis is now holding on to Molly for dear life. I mean, they were Alexis's rock, realistically. Pretty much, there were a lot of flashback scenes of Sam McCall, I should say Kelly Monaco, aka Sam McCall, throughout the years. Just throughout the years, 20 years, right? Um, then we had Spinelli spoke. And on this second slide that I have, I didn't put him on the first. This is like when their relationship was just really developing, Sam and Spinelli as friends, and he was the jackal, and she was Fair Samantha. Um, and I think he even had another name for Samantha, but that was just him years ago. And the funny thing is, he still looks a lot like that today, doesn't he? He's aged very, very well. Then we had, after Spinelli, Carly. She stood up and spoke, and the picture with Sam and Carly, she was pretty much telling Sam to kick rocks because she won. And Sam's like, yeah, I could go, but not before I do this. Boy, she slapped the heck out of Carly. Whoa. And I think they actually had a fight that day too. And then we had, believe it or not, after Carly, Elizabeth got up there and she didn't sugarcoat it, said they had a rocky start. And there was even a flashback of Sam and Elizabeth, and Elizabeth talking about, because I think this is when Sam had them pretend to mug them in the park at gunpoint, and Elizabeth found out. She goes, "Oh, Jason told her something. Oh, that Sam was trying to keep him away from Jake." And Sam just looked at Elizabeth, and she's like, "Oh, he didn't tell you? I mean, you didn't know? Oh, he tells me everything because he trusts me and he knows what kind of trash you are." And I thought, talk about trash, Elizabeth. You was bed hopping between all kind of, come on now. Really, Elizabeth. Okay. So Sam said, well, that's okay. You may have Jason's son, but I got your husband. And I'm thinking, did she and Lucky get together? What? I mean, which husband was that? That Sam got of Elizabeth? Was it Jack's? No, Elizabeth was just Jax's surrogate. So was it? I don't know. Wow. Because Jason and Elizabeth were never married, right? So anyway, she was just saying that where they ended up as co-parents and, as friends. So they took a journey, but they got there. And then Lucky got up, but he pretty much got up to talk about just her generosity and her courage. And because of it, his sister has a fighting chance. His sister lived because she was like within hours, a day of dying, right? So he just thanked him, and the everybody was crying, right? And then Dante got up and he spoke, and then Jason got up And he spoke. And he said how he loved Sam, throughout the years. And he felt it was important for Sam's kids to know some wonderful things about her. So he said a few of them, as much as, he don't talk a lot. But in reality, I think Jason and Sam were married twice, right? Now, who I thought was going to get up and speak was Drew, but Drew didn't. Because, see, let's be real. Drew and Sam were when he was Jason, when he thought he was Jason and he had Jason's memory. So it was Jason and Sam, right? And then when Jason actually came back and Sam dropped him like a hot potato, what did he have? Because all those memories of him and Sam in the past, they weren't his, they were Jason's. He didn't really have any memories. He and Sam stayed together for maybe a month to possibly two when Jason came back because Sam was fighting it. But Drew didn't have anything to say. When she got pregnant and had Scout, he was Jason. I'm surprised on Scout's birth certificate, it doesn't say Scout Morgan because Sam married Jason again, so she thought, right? So he never got up and said a word. Rocco spoke after Dante, Rocco, and then Jason. And then Danny, he said, I really wasn't going to speak. He goes, I asked my father for advice, and he just told me to speak about the things my mother loved. And so he did. And he was saying how, their family, him and Rocco and Scout are family. And Rocco said the same thing, that Scout gave them a family. So that was really good. And then Alexis went last, and hers is very heart wrenching. I tell you, I got a little teary eyed. She got through it. She really did. She got through it. They spent some time at the cemetery with uh, Lucas, and at Julian's grave, Ava came there. So she spent time with him, talking to him as his aunt. And then after Danny spoke, Jason hugged him. Actually, Jason hugged Danny twice up there, right? Um, which was really emotional for him. And then everybody had left. Gio played a song at the end, and Alexis was just sitting there. So Christina and Molly came back into the chapel and said, Mom, it's time. And she was just sitting there. The casket is still in there. And she goes, come here, girls. Come here. Sit down with me. I just want, she goes, just another 5 minutes. I just want to spend this time with my girls all in the same room one last time. And I thought, wow, yikes. That was a little, wow, okay. So they sat with her and they all just looked at the casket. Sam's picture was right there. And then the final scene was Lulu opening her eyes. So Lulu is awake. So, I mean, we're going to see where that takes us tomorrow. But that's it, everybody. Listen, I'm wiped a wreck. A little emotional about that. There are 51 comments in Comment Corner. Please go into Comment Corner and read each other's comments, comment on each other's comments, because you all do so well with that. And I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.